This is the third time I've gotten you this card. What are you trying to tell me? Look at these cards. Oh, they're fucking beautiful. I always like to pick a card for the deck first. So the card for the deck is the Six of Wands. Busy little bees, aren't they? With all those ideas in their head. This card is going to spread. Next thing you know, he'll be really famous. And I'll be nothing inside him. But I have a little twirl that this card loves me. Like I once. So it could be. This is the deck we'll be using in your reading today. Sorry about that. And now we start the reading. Go grab a cuppa, put on some incense, and enjoy the ride. Mary, I'm just about to message you and tell you I'm doing your reading now. I love you, mate. Mary, we're about to start the reading. And this, I need you to concentrate really hard subconsciously, or you have to really reach out to me and open your heart. I allow your guides, your guardians, your angels to step into my circle. As I close the circle on all negative parasites that want to attach themselves to you. First insight I got before I even did the cards is the reason you got back problems, and I'm pretty sure they're lower back problems or middle range back problems, is because you got burdens in your family ways. Some of your family has become a burden to you, or you feel like you're a burden to them or something. The other thing that I get instantly without doing the cards is that you are finding it hard to trust people, and that you are finding it hard to extend yourself outwards. And anyway, as I was saying, you have to learn how to extend yourself outside yourself and get to know yourself a bit better and get to know other people, because you think, what's the point in, being with other people and getting to know them when they're the way society is today. But you've got to get to know yourself and attract those people that you need in your life, basically. Anyway, let's get to the reading and the cards. These cards were created by Goliath, the Goliath Tarot deck. Can be seen on Instagram, Facebook, and his own website. Stay tuned. Here comes your reading. The first card we're going to do before I start doing the main reading is the hidden card. This card, I basically let it choose itself because it's the hidden aspects in your subconsciousness that is coming through. So I'm just going to basically pick a whole group of cards, take it from the middle. This is a tricky thing. It makes you wonder where the cards get the idea. I'm going to flip it the right way up so you can have a look. And then I'm going to put my hand over it and see what jumps out. And funnily enough, that card here jumps out. So it wasn't even in the pile that I picked. So let's have a look at your hidden, subconscious or superconscious way of attending to what you need and attending to your guidance and stuff like that. Which is Transformation, the Death card. Now don't freak. A lot of people freak when they see the Death card, but as you can see, this is actually a beautiful Death card depicted by Goliath. And it is an amazing transformation when you have a look at what a butterfly or a moth can do It's like you have to go in, basically what I said before, cocoon yourself and get to know yourself, get to know your shadow self, get to know which I think you have been getting to know your shadow self with your alter life that people don't know about. And you got to get to know what boundaries to put up and what boundaries to maybe compromise on. You also have a major destiny coming up. Fate is coming into your life, and something's going to happen that's going to bring a radical change with the dynamics of you and your children, that you're going to be a lot closer with them in the next 3 months because of this dramatic change that I'm sensing in your family. And another thing I'm sensing is that you got to change within yourself. You got to stop looking at the skeletons in the closet of other people or yourself and start looking towards a more positive view in life, because half the reason you got the problems with your back and stuff is because most of the burdens is that you've been criticized against. And in this, you basically have to take away those thoughts and those opinions and shove them down the toilet and tell yourself every day, I'm a beautiful, wonderful person. How I did it was start those selfies with Snapchat and stuff like that. That's how I helped my self-esteem a bit, so that I got brave enough to even do these tarot readings where I'm not even live. So, yeah, so look at the fact that the destiny is going to play a major part, that something's going to change in your dynamics. I don't know, I've got a feeling one of your daughters is considering moving out too, which would be a very big change for you. I'm not sure if she's mentioned it to you or not. I just got a feeling that one of your children is going to leave but come back in a different sort of way. So maybe take note of maybe listening out for signs that says that they want to move, or they're going to move in the next, I say, 3 weeks to 3 months to probably 6 to 9 months. So say anywhere from 3 to 6 to 9 months that they'll make a dramatic change, or something about them is going to make a dramatic change in your life. And you're going to find yourself more accepting of yourself, and your children have to accept you for who you are too. Okay, that's your hidden thoughts. I think you're also scared of death a bit too. You're thinking that what's the point of life, and you're getting a bit dark in your thoughts sometimes. I want you to stop that right now, because every time you breathe, you're breathing in life force of beauty. It's only others that taint it. All right. Now, let's go to the reading. We get the cards out. Now, I'm going to have to turn the camera the other way, shuffle the deck in front of you. So just hold on, please. Okay, excuse my... I'm tired. Do you know this is a mini black dress? It is absolutely gorgeous. You see the back of it. I have to show you. I only got it today from Wish. Alright, I'm shuffling the cards now. I'm connecting with you and your guides and your angels. Whoopsie! That jumped out, didn't it? Let's see. Oh, that one definitely wants to come out, so we'll leave that one there. I won't stuff with the cards when they jump out at you like that. And these cards are very big, so they're very hard to handle. You got to shuffle them in a certain way. My daughter wanted these cards, but then when she saw how big they were, she's got really little hands. I've got bigger hands than her. Tell you one thing, you got a lot of cards that want to jump out, so I'm going to take this one as crossing over your situation, and we'll start the reading now before we draw more cards. I might actually shuffle a little bit longer. Did you say, no, shuffle it longer, won't you? I could feel you saying that, Mary, while you're watching this video in replay. Whoa, do you see these cards just keep jumping out at me? It's not the way I'm shuffling. I've shuffled decks bigger than this. Woo! Alright, there's another card for you that I'll just put over there. So, you know, we're getting there. Normally I do one card at a time. That time was my fault, sorry. Slipped from my hands. Now I'm going to cut the deck. And I'm going to sense which one to actually choose for you. If I had you on standby, I would tell you, quick, choose one, left or right, left or right. So I'm going to go with the right because that's where my hand's heating up. So let's have a look. And I can feel a slight energy and a slight tingling, but no. Oh, yes, this is heating up my hands real bad. So my right hand was getting heated up. Do you like this? Isn't it beautiful? I got that from Nikki, actually. Alright, let's start with the first 3 cards. We've got the deck that we're going to choose the next cards from. The first card that we got was the Knight of Wands. Now, I don't know if you know much about tarot cards or what wands and what swords and what pentacles. Well, pentacles is pretty obvious. It's earthly and material matter. But wands is your creative idea. Someone's going to come to you and propose a creative idea. So you said you wanted to go sort of back to work to have the structure and stuff like that. But I don't think hairdressing is what you need to do. I think you should look further into it and maybe do consulting. You could do costume design. You could do makeup. You could do broadening your hairdressing abilities and become a stylist in some way. Because, I don't know, I think you've got the knack to do something more creative in that way. And just by thinking about it, this man is going to come into your life. He's going to say something to you and bring you a message and basically tell you that you have got enough business sense and enough capability to actually get over whatever hurdles that you need to get over and start a new business or start creating in some fucking way. Sorry, I said fucking, I didn't mean to, but someone keeps texting me and I'm just not happy because I can't even reply them back because I've got no phone. I mean, I got a phone, but no credit. If you have a look at this majestic being, he's at peace. He's looking at... Sorry, I got interrupted then by a phone call. He's looking at you with curiosity to say... Are you really going to sit back and let this opportunity go by and not do anything about it? I mean, the Knight of Wands is very, very, very noble. And if you know the history of mooses, right? In the mooses, they've got one that's called, I think it's called Hut Tag or something like that. And he's a majestic moose that gave up his soul and flesh for someone to eat rather than the young people. And I don't know if it was a lion or a person that he gave up the soul and the flesh. And he became the god of mooses and stuff like that. And I think that was sort of what the story was saying. If you have a look, he's got 2 birds sitting on there watching in the distance, seeing what's going to happen. Everything is like, time to have a look at inside yourself and basically create anything that you can and use that creativity, because the more you use that creativity, the less headaches you will get, the less backaches you will get, and you feel more satisfied with your life, because I've got a feeling you're very you like some aspects, but you wish that other aspects were in there as well. And I think it's mainly to do with your sense of identity. And to get a sense of identity, you either got to work, or you got to have a career, or you got to have a hobby that, fulfills that. And I also think you have to start looking in the mirror and saying to yourself while looking at yourself in the mirror, I accept myself as I am, and I will get to know myself as I go. All right? And then eventually you'll have to say I love you to yourself in the mirror. But as I said, this is basically a man coming into your life. He'll be in the, say, from anywhere from 34 or 28 to 34 to up to 48 to 54. So that's the age group I'm sensing that he's in. And he might be in your life already, or have already discussed something about this for you, because this is your overall situation of now. What's crossing it is, unfortunately, I can't even see that card through the thing. Not a very good thing, obviously. The King of Swords has got his prey. He is the father of the sky. Of the night, sorry. And this King of Swords is like, he's got everything right where he needs it. And the fact that you have a knight and a king in crossing each other. He's going to tempt you, this Knight of Swords. He's going to tempt you to keep thinking about those bad thoughts about yourself. This guy doesn't mean he's a bad person. It just means he challenges everything that the Knight will bring in. Knight will bring in light, positivity, energy, calming. But this king, I sense, he's got himself so well established. He knows what to say, when to say it, and he comes off as very arrogant. And he's also someone that would really, really criticize or help you get a business off the ground because he give you constructive criticism. And he's really swift and he's very, very powerful. I also sense him as a flirtatious person with you. And you sort of seem to like the dominant men, even though you like to be the dominatrix. So this guy is definitely someone that I sense. And he's also a bit younger than you, I'm sensing. And when he comes into your life, he's going to tempt you where that dramatic change we saw in your hidden path, your hidden destiny, that dramatic change he's going to be involved in that somehow. I'm not getting much more off that card. It's a beautiful fucking depicted card where the knight has got the sword. Let's see what Goliath has to say about the King of Swords. Sorry, not the Knight of Swords, the King of Swords. Mr. Sword, Mr. King, where are you? Sorry, I'm just going to see what Goliath will have to say about the King of Swords. Alright. Just to prove to you I'm reading the book. He's saying is a deep thinker, powerful mind, truth seeker, judge, ruler, father, lord, justice, detachment, objectivity, owner and possessor of knowledge, likes to challenge ideas and thoughts. Basically saying the same thing that I was saying. He's very structured and into routines. He can tend to be narrow-minded. So you got to watch out those traits in yourself, not to be narrow-minded in your thoughts. And I think I was explaining that to you before I started the reading. So as you can see, Goliath and I agree on this. Now what this card here is what is leaving you. And it is the 7th of Cups. Now, the 7th of Cups is a brilliant card to arrive at because 7 is such a heavenly number. As you can see, all your cups are basically full. You've got a grips on them. Your emotions are going to be balanced soon. And what this is saying, that it is going to be... It's going to be a brilliant way of clashing with yourself. And what I was saying before. I'll tell you in a minute. See, what I'm saying is, because your cups are full and you basically got your emotions set in this rigid sort of way, you have to somehow change this because this is leaving your life. This is going out of your life. So now you're finding a lot of imbalances in what you've been thinking. I know when I came back into your life, you were struggling a bit with your mentality and your mental health. And I wouldn't worry about that too much because you've got a lot of pressure on yourself and you've got a lot of things that you want to develop. I also find that with the 7 of Cups, it means that you're sometimes sexually either unsatisfied or too promiscuous, or that you either don't get sex or you get too much of it, basically. And I've got a feeling with you, you're not getting the right kind of sex to stimulate those needs that you feel are more dominant. They do say that once the woman hits the 40s, that's it. Their sex drive is right there. And if the male can't compete with that, she'll find a younger, eager stud or an older, more experienced man to get that going. And your relationship is a good one, but there's some things I would like to work out with you both. And that would only be if I've got permission to give Eddie a reading as well, just to see where he is at emotionally and stuff like that. But at the moment, I say I wouldn't worry about him. He's true to you and he's a blessing, but you've just got to work out your relationship. I think you've got in a comfortable rut there, the two of you, and you have to get out of that comfortable rut and stop being each other's best friends and find the lust in life again. Just not in each other, but in life itself. Now we've got the future that's coming up. And as you can see, we've got the 6 of Pentacles. Now the 6 of Pentacles is a beautiful card because it's all about balance. Alright? And why I say it's about balance is because you've got the love You got the material aspects that you need to have. You're quite secure, materialistic. You're going to head towards that abundance of things that are going to come towards you. But there's one thing it's not a completion yet. You still got a lot of work to do. And you got to be not so stubborn about the way your life is right now. You got to incorporate some aspects of your life now and change it drastically. Especially if you don't want judgment and that to turn against you, and then you end up... Because this is not the judgment card, don't worry. This is 6 of Pentacles. But I'm just saying, if you don't want the... Because when I look at that, I just think of judgment. It's balancing your life, balancing your work, play, your life. Balancing your material world with your spiritual world. It'd be very helpful for you if you go on a spiritual journey of some sort and start researching some spiritual lightness. This card here, the Hermit. Now, I love this card here, because it just confirms what I was saying here, that you got to go on a spiritual enlightenment. You got to really dig down inside yourself. You got to curl right deep down yourself, see your shadow self. And your shadow self is really anything that you would not normally do if you were to do in front of your parents and your kids. All right? So your shadow self competes with that and comes out and becomes a more dominant force to tempt you into accepting yourself as that, and maybe getting other people to accept yourself as a complete being, not just a light being. But anyway, the Hermit is basically a destiny card. You're going to have a lot of time alone in the next 3 months or so, I'm sensing. So 3 weeks to 3 months, you'll be spending a lot of time with a lot of reflection, a lot of introspect. The Hermit is a good way of actually getting on with spiritual development and spiritual way of life, and basically looking into maybe, I don't know, getting something for yourself that makes you feel good about yourself rather than makes you feel shit about yourself. Now, one of the second last card that I'm choosing for you today is the 4 of Wands. As you can see, you got the turtles swimming, and there's lots of turtles. It's probably going to lay its eggs. And that's where you're basically at. You got to close the door on past, because 4 meaning closing the door on past, and become a beaming vessel of creativity. Because as I said, wands have to do with creativity, manifesting all those beautiful, wonderful ideas that you've got in your head and actually doing something about it. And now with this is very cosmic sort of thing. If you can have a look at the stars, it's almost like the turtles like swimming in the, in the sky or in the cosmos. And I feel, again, this is, again, telling you there's a lot of your creative ideas have a spiritual concept to it, but you don't believe quite enough. So maybe it's time for you to actually believe. Now for your last card. The 4 of Cups. Now, as I said, like, you're down here with the 7 of Cups there. You got your stuff all together. But now you've been offered all this knowledge. You've been offered everything you want, but you're looking in the distance as if you really cannot be bothered to learn a thing. Life is about learning. Life is about living. Life is about being happy, being in love with yourself, being in love with others. And right now, I think it's time that you did a big open heart thing and start listening to the voices around you. Maybe tune into the spiritual world a bit. I've got some blogs and that you can get, which I think actually you might have gotten my Connect with Your Guides blog in that week 1 or week 2 that I actually sent you, but I don't know if I sent you 2 or 3 yet, so I don't know if you got that handbook still. If not, I can send you that. Just have to let me know if you want that. Anyway, what you're basically doing is that spiritual journey that I was sensing has been showing up in this card. Again, you got another 4, so it's a lot of closing door to the past way you've been, the past way you've been thinking. Forget about the old days. Forget about, the troubles you've had, and start building a very brand new, positive fucking life to yourself. Just because I'm nosy, I'm going to pull out one more card for you. And this is one of Goliath's actual add-on cards to the deck. And it's very surprising that you got this, because this again says, sage your place, sage your thoughts, get away from the negative criticism that you always find yourself facing. Calm your temper down. The best way I find to calm my temper down and not get riled up so much is using the word wa, W-A, and it's a Japanese word that basically means harmony. So every time I say wa when I'm angry, I imagine it going from the throat right down to the pit of my stomach, right to my, my private bits. And I can feel the energy of anger and distaste and pity, and how we pity those that fucking are so grumbly that they criticize all the time. So also saying to do a sage and a sacred space, to create a sacred space for yourself, somewhere where you can have an altar, and when I say altar, it could just mean someone like, sorry, I'm seeing things in the smoke, in this card. It just like, it could be like, you could have an altar towards your children, or towards your beliefs, or towards a family member, that, like your mother, for instance. It's up to you what you want to do. I think that I've got your mother here with me for some reason, or somebody of an elderly but young at heart sort of person. Anyway, they were crying because I think they're happy, because I think they know that they can talk through me to talk to you. But they're happy to see you and to see that you've got such a positive life to come through. But you really got to purify your life. And this is actually telling you, I don't know if you can see those, it's like wolf heads there or something in the smoke. This is amazing. This is an amazing deck, this card. It really resonates with me. And I really believe what the message these cards are trying to tell you is, don't ignore spiritual knowledge or knowledge at all. Learn to express your creativity. Go with the destiny changes that are going to happen. And cling on to your emotions. Try and stay emotionally balanced so that you don't get unemotionally balanced and disinterested in the opportunities that life presents you. Because you've had a lot of opportunities of late, but you haven't had the compunction or the energy to actually start them because you've got too much worry on your mind. So you have to get rid of worry, because worry is a very big aspect of hate, and hate is a worry. So if you hate something, you worry about it. And if you worry about it, find out what it is you worry and eliminate that worry. Use your strengths, not your weaknesses. And yeah, start learning, girl. Pick a subject in a cult or whatever. Those cards just moved. Anyway, pick an occult. It might be witchism, it might be crystals, it might be aromatherapy or whatever, and start learning some, or just maybe go into positive affirmation quotes and look at the quotes and pick 3 quotes each day. I also advise you to start a journal. I've advised you to do that before, so maybe start getting a journal. Decorate the journal with magazine cutouts where you get attracted to a word and you cut it out and paste it on and don't think about it. And you do that until you've covered the whole journal, and then light a candle and do a little ritual after you created a sacred space. But otherwise, I say you got a pretty positive reading, girl. The only hiccups I can see is you not changing, because you sometimes can be very stubborn, can't you? Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now, and I hope you enjoyed the reading. And, well, let me know what you think. Okay, bye. Love you, Mary. Overall, a good reading, I think, Mary. I'm pretty impressed with it. Means you're on a spiritual path, girl. You get on that path and don't look back, and I'll be here for you. And I'll get you back, girl. I promise you. Love you heaps. Bye-bye.